A cartel influence across the country. The major bust in America's heartland that you will not believe. That's next. Just how far the influence of Mexican cartels has crept into the U.S., the DEA this week announcing nearly 90 arrests in states like Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota, all of them with alleged ties to Mexican-based cartels. Correspondent Ryan Bass has a look at this year-long effort.
And Nicole, that's in addition to a 2-year dark web operation by the Justice Department. Look, the DEA and the Biden administration are doing whatever they can right now to try to fight back against these cartels in America that are distributing deadly fentanyl across our country. But with Title 42 set to end in just a few days, one expert I spoke to said this crisis may only get worse.
We are now seizing fentanyl in all 50 states, and it is the deadliest drug threat our country has ever faced.
The Drug Enforcement Agency's top priority is to defeat the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels, the two Mexico-based drug cartels responsible for the vast majority of the fentanyl and methamphetamine killing Americans. The DEA just completed a year-long Operation Last Mile, which resulted in 3,300 arrests nationwide, seizing nearly 193 million deadly doses of fentanyl from U.S. communities. The head of the DEA says social media apps are being used to target and mislead folks.
They're working together. We have suppliers and dealers, violent drug gangs who are all working for the cartels who communicate using the social media apps and encrypted apps.
Fentanyl is the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 49. An estimated 196 Americans die each day from fentanyl.
The United States government is using every tool at its disposal to combat the fentanyl epidemic.
The Biden administration and the DOJ is trying to hurt the global supply chain by going after drug makers' financial accounts here and abroad. Last month, the Justice Department announced charges against the Sinaloa cartel. And today, the U.S. imposed sanctions on a son of former Mexican drug kingpin El Chapo. But with Title 42, the Trump-era border policy, set to end on Thursday, things could get much worse, according to fentanyl epidemic expert Robert Kanter.
If I had to pick one word, it would be chaos. It's going to be absolute chaos. From the numbers that are my sources are giving me right now, there's going to be an influx of about 10,000 migrants per day. Really, this is the last thing we need to reverse a prolific epidemic, the likes of which we've never seen.
Robert said the DEA's resources can't keep up with the way cartels are using decoys and reinventing themselves to keep fentanyl flowing across the border.
I predict that in the neighborhoods, you're going to just see a flooding of much more of fentanyl and fentanyl byproducts and xylazine and then other chemicals and other drugs that are going to be coming down the chute. And trust me, they will be.
Consistent cooperation with other governments is the key, Robert said, especially attacking the source of supply in Mexico and in China. Today, by the way, is also National Fentanyl Awareness Day. So the DEA continues to educate the American public about just how dangerous and addictive this drug can be. Director Milgram called the fentanyl crisis, quote, the deadliest threat facing our country today.